Hello, everybody. Today, I want to bring you the first of my corporate lessons, and this one is on editing to make your job easier. I don't know if you've ever had problems with headshot customers and other simple jobs that just can't seem to make up their mind and they want to see other proofs, and it just becomes elongated job, and that's not the way to make money at this. So what I've been doing for decades now is I take it upon myself to review the headshot session, pick my favorites, and present them in an order, which you'll see how to do today, of my studio favorites, and that's what we put on them, studio select. And I have them all in a descending order of my favorites. My favorite image, I usually do a quick retouch, which guarantees they're gonna like that one most of all. So enjoy this little lesson, and maybe it'll save you some time and make you a little more profit in your corporate headshots. Hello, everybody. Today I'm going to take you into my regular business corporate sessions. The lesson I most want to impart is how to get the clients to select the images you feel are best, and therefore avoid any squabbling about which proof is better than the other or having to send more proofs to somebody. What I do is I edit heavily my little shoot. A corporate session might only be 30 frames. I'll generally show 12 to 20, and of those, I put them in an order that I prefer, and that kind of helps solidify the selection process. I'm going to take you there now. And for those that don't know, or we haven't mentioned before, I use Media Pro, this program here, a lot for almost everything. Even though I have Lightroom and there are other cataloging programs, this is the program that I prefer because I can do anything in it. I can put video clips and documents and photos or whatever, and I can move them, edit them, change their names, that kind of thing. So for this particular lesson, I'm going to take you back to zero. I'm going to put these images back to the way they first started. When we first import the images, I have them in numeric order, 138, 139, 140, 149. I've taken out blinks and blanks and other things so that I'm only dealing with generally good exposures. And from this, we will pick our favorites. The purpose of this is to give it a good close look, a non-comparative kind of selection process and decide whether I like it or not. If I do, I'll give it a number 1 or a red code here, just like the star system and things you find at Lightroom and other places. If I like the image, I'll give it a key of a red mark. Kind of cute, I like it. That's okay. That one's okay. That one's a little googly-eyed. I'm going to skip that one. That's nice. That could be nice with touch-up. Nice. A little squinty. I'm going to skip it. Very nice. Very nice. That could be nice. No. Yes. And yes. And that should be it. We're back to the beginning. Take you back. Here's what we've done. We have selected the good ones, and we're going to just take out the ones that we don't feel are good enough. All right? So those are going to be in her proof set. Now from these, we're going to try and pick a next level. Which are the best ones of these? So let's do a few at a time. And we can do them on this little light table this way. Zoom in a little bit and just determine which one you like the best. Of these, I'd probably take 3 if I had to take any. And then the next batch of dark top. Let's see. And I know that that's the one I picked, the middle one. It's got touch-up on it. So we're going to mark that green. And also this one is nice too. So we mark those green. We have a few more to look at. How about these two? I don't mix up outfits or lighting styles. I look at within one kind of look. I think the latter one is the better. And then we have this other top or jacket. And let's just, since we can do 4 at a time, they're all the same head size, we'll look at those. The best one of those is this one, and I think I like this one here. That one's really similar. So I'm going to just stick with those. Now, the green ones are the level 2 selections. I'm going to put those all in the front. Okay, and then from those, now, I've determined these are all the proofs. From these are the ones I want to pick her main headshot. So let's look at these 4. And it is this one here. That's the best. It's already, I picked it, touched it up a little bit. So that would then get another 3rd color. So that's the first tier. And on these, I believe it's the 2nd one. Yeah, that one's got a little touch up, and it was my favorite of that jacket. So we tag that as yellow. All right, look at the layout. We've got these 2 as the top picks, and then the greens are the 2nd, and the reds are the 3rd. So here's what I do to make sure that the previews appear in order. I'm going to batch rename these, and in this program I can do it easily. Batch rename, and I'm going to take her file name is K. Chapman, so I'm going to add a number 1 to that, to both of those, because those are my yellows. Then we're going to do the greens, and there's a good reason for doing this, so they appear in the order I want them to show in their proof set. So we're going to batch rename again, and these will be 2s. The greens are 2s for me. You can do anything you like, but what that does is, I do this with complex sessions like seniors, high school seniors. I'll shoot hundreds, and then I'll end up with 80 reds, 50 greens, and finally 30 yellows. This one we're going to rename as the 3s. All right, and then we've got all those things in order. Good. So that means, because these are 1s, 2s, and 3s, when we bring them into, we're not going to use Lightroom, we're going to use PhotoBiz to show the proofs. I'll take you there next. Next thing we're going to do is take our large processed images, which are now in order and edited heavily. I'm going to duplicate those and make previews. So I'll just duplicate that, change the file name, folder name to previews. And then what else we got to do? We got to make them smaller because they're too large. So I've put away a copy of the large process that we've edited. And now I'm just going to deal with the copy, which is the previews. So now we have to convert these large files down to preview size because they're like 80 megs a piece open. So we'll just duplicate one. This is just the way that I generally write actions. Open the image and go to actions. And I'll make a new action just to size this down. Image size half, 144 for me, works well. I'm going to save as just to make it a smaller JPEG. Replacing right there. And we're going to cut it down to like a 7, medium grade. Save and close. Action is done. So action 1 applied to these other images now. So we'll do a batch, action, and direct it to those previews. There they are. See, Chapman previews, yep. I'm just going to go ahead and make them smaller. Just takes a moment to do that. And there we go. So they are all now 200 kilobytes instead of as large as they were. So the next thing we're going to do is get them online. So I'll show you how to do that. Here we're on the events, proofing events. I have portrait previews, corporate sessions, and special events. So I'm going to go to corporate, add a new event, and I'm just going to call it AAA Kristen. And this would be 2 because I already have one on her. The settings that I've allowed them to share and mark favorites, but they are watermarked. And I'm going to go ahead and say yes to this document. And now we simply want to add the images here. So here we go. Directed to the preview file we made. I want to make sure they're in order. You can hit your name or whatever to get them to go 1 through 3 in my case. So we're going to load these up. And there they go. And it's going to be in the order I wanted, my 2 favorites up front. So those are in. I'm going to upload them. And then it will give us a link to her page. So in just a moment's time, they'll be ready, and we will have Kristen's website ready with previews. As soon as it's finished, we will be able to view her site and have a link to email to her. So it's popped us back to her gallery, and now we can see her site. There's a link right here. We can also hit this one, Kristen number 2. So this is the address I'll be sending her to view her pictures. So here they are, and my first 2 are, see the 01, 01, 02. So she can go through them this way. Guess which one she's going to pick? Always, it will be the one I picked because I've also spent a couple of minutes retouching it a little bit. So when she picks 1 or orders an extra, gets 2, I'll finish the retouching and the job is done. So that's how I do my corporate sessions. Generally, they are only 20 images, something like that. And they really only have to get 1. That's the commitment. But often if there's 2 presented that are very nice and different, as these first 2 are, they'll often get that one as well. So that's how I do my corporate sessions. I hope you enjoyed this little lesson today on how I manage my preview sessions and make them more easily decisive for the clients by showing them the ones I like the best. So stay with us and please subscribe to Tim Kelly's Master Photo Techniques.